Okay, let's dive into one of the most fascinating and, frankly, one of the most important nutrients for our bodies. Omega-3 fatty acids. You've heard about them, for sure. But today we're going to get into why they are so heavily studied and what that science actually means for you.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll break down what these things actually are. Then, we'll take a tour of the body, starting with our command centers, the heart and brain. We'll see how they boost our entire system, why they're so important at every single age, and then we'll wrap up with the one thing you absolutely need to remember. All right, first things first. What exactly are omega-3s? You always hear that word essential thrown around with them, and it turns out that little word is the whole key to understanding why they matter so much. Now, don't let polyunsaturated scare you. All that means is that they're flexible fats, which is exactly what you want for healthy cells. But the word essential, that's the big one. It literally means your body can't make them from scratch. If you don't eat them, you don't get them, period. They're not just helpful extras, they are fundamental, required building materials for your entire body. And there are three main types you should know. You've got ALA, which you find in plants like flax seeds and walnuts. But the real heavy hitters, the ones that most of the amazing research focuses on, are EPA and DHA. You find those mainly in fatty fish. Just think of EPA as your body's internal firefighter, calming down inflammation. And DHA? That's the architect, literally building the structures of your brain and your eyes.
So that's what they are. But the real question, the important part, is what do they actually do? Well, this is where it gets really interesting. Let's start with how they protect the two most important systems we've got. We're going to kick things off with the heart and brain because this is where the scientific evidence is just overwhelming. I mean, the benefits here are so well documented, it's incredible. You see, omega-3s don't just help your heart in one way. It's like a full-on, multi-pronged strategy. They help lower your blood pressure, keep your arteries from getting stiff, and can even help prevent blood clots. It's a total support system for your cardiovascular health.
And check out this number. Triglycerides are a type of fat in your blood, and having high levels is a major red flag for heart disease. Well, studies consistently show that getting enough omega-3s can slash those levels by up to 30%. That is a massive protective effect.
Okay, now let's shift from the heart to the brain. And this is mind-blowing. Omega-3s aren't just fuel for the brain, they're part of the actual architecture. Your brain is literally built using these fats. That one type, DHA, makes up a huge chunk of your brain tissue. So having enough of it is critical for the physical structure that lets you think, feel, and remember.
And this isn't just a theory. A huge review of dozens of studies found that omega-3s could cut the risk of things like dementia and cognitive decline by as much as 20%. Just think about that for a second. A 20% reduction in risk. That shows you just how vital these fats are for keeping our brains healthy as we get older.
But we are not done yet, not by a long shot. Because omega-3s are so fundamental to how our cells work, their benefits ripple out through the entire body. At the heart of it all is their ability to fight chronic inflammation. You know, that low-grade simmering inflammation that's linked to so many health problems. By calming that down, omega-3s can have a direct impact on things like joint pain. In fact, some studies showed they can reduce stiffness and pain so effectively that people with rheumatoid arthritis need less medication. And remember, how DHA is a building block for the brain? Well, same story for your eyes. It's a major structural part of your retina, so it's no surprise that getting enough is tied to a lower risk of macular degeneration, which is a leading cause of vision loss as we age. And the benefits even show up on the outside, in our skin. Omega-3s help keep our skin cell membranes strong and healthy, which translates to skin that's more hydrated and soft. That other key fat, EPA, also helps protect your skin from sun damage, working from the inside out. You know, this isn't just a nutrient you think about when you're older. The need for omega-3s is a constant, lifelong thing. It starts even before we're born and continues right into our final years. Look at this timeline. During pregnancy, they're essential for a baby's developing brain. In childhood, there's evidence they can help with things like attention. And as we get older, they not only protect our brain, but also help support our bone strength by improving how our body uses calcium. And this is just incredible. Recent research is now showing a direct link between higher levels of omega-3s in the blood and living longer. So we're not just talking about the quality of life, but maybe even the quantity of it too. Okay, we have toured the body, we've gone from the brain to the bones, from our hearts to our skin. So after all of that, what's the one thing you really truly need to take away from all this?
Here it is. The bottom line is that omega-3s aren't just another supplement you can take or leave. They are foundational. They are structural. They are non-negotiable building blocks that your body absolutely has to have to function properly. So where do you get them? Well, you've got plant sources for ALA, like flax and walnuts. But it's really important to remember that marine sources, like fatty fish, are the most direct and potent source of that powerhouse duo, EPA and DHA, where so many of these benefits come from. So at the end of the day, the question isn't whether or not your body needs these fats. The science is crystal clear on that. The only real question left is, are you giving your body the essential building blocks it needs to build the best health possible?